This is the one you've been waiting for.
What's happening to me?
Your psychokineses and these delusions.
No, you're not listening to me!
The one you've been asking for.
Hey, Tina, isn't this the way they wear their jackets back in the mental hospital?
Concentrate. Concentrate, Tina!
The one you've been dying for.
You people give me the creeps.
Okay, you big hunk of a man, come and get me.
Jason is back. But this time, someone is waiting.
Jason?
Tina, don't go in there!
Friday the 13th, Part 7, The New Blood.
There goes the neighborhood.
Opinions, viewpoints, and beliefs presented on this program do not necessarily reflect those of the management, the affiliates and broadcast partners, or the sponsors. Listener discretion is advised.
Scarefest Radio, the radio you can see.
And hello and good evening, everyone, and welcome to Scarefest TV. Original broadcast date, May 26th. It is not April 26th. It is, in fact, May 26th. I know that because I lost the keys to my time machine. That's just a little thing about the banner that we made for tonight. Everybody, welcome, and let's go ahead. Claire Heaney is back with me. This is actually like twice in 60 days. I finally found out how to get her chased down. And Claire is here co-hosting with me tonight. And our super special guest, Lar Park Lincoln.
Hi.
Lovely and talented, and she's more talented than even you horror fans know. I've done some background research. Let's see here. Don't forget, everybody, about 45 minutes or so, we'll do, Joe Lewis will be reviewing The Hole in the Ground, following his hole theme. Last week it was Hellhole. I have no idea but I do know that's what he's reviewing, and so stick around for that. We have 3 celebrity announcements tonight. 3. So
Nice.
It's Lauren. Let me tell you though, it's nice. We have announced roughly 40 celebrities.
Mm-hmm. Yay.
Now, this year, I admit, now, behind the scenes, people don't know that we're a little heavy this year. We're going to end up with like 65 or 70 if nobody cancels. That being said, most of the time, people are perfectly happy when a convention gets to the 40 mark.
That's a lot. 40 is a lot. 60 is a huge.
But everybody, every week, well, who are you announcing this week? And after a while, it's on my nerves. I want to say, first, okay, now, Laura, here's me kissing ass right off the bat. I have met 2 types of celebrities. The incredibly gracious, such as yourself, and the ones that don't give a damn whether I live or die. There is no in between.
Seriously? There's not.
How
can you tell so quickly which way it goes?
By how quick they answer my emails and messages, and you were Johnny on the spot. And,
oh, goodness.
And so, yeah, that's that. And honestly, you stepped up for CyberCon back during during Armageddon. Everybody, Laura did come and do her little train wreck of a online convention called CyberCon.
Oh. That's truly a nightmare on my street. But the fans were cool.
Everybody wanted to do something, but I think that we were 2 months into lockdown at that point, 3 months maybe. And everybody was they didn't know. I think a lot of them just thought, well, tomorrow they're going to call the whole end of the world off. And this won't matter. So.
And it will just stop. It didn't. It just kept going.
It just drug on and on and on. But anyway, we're not going to talk about that except when I get to the Actors Audition Studios, because you did some really neat stuff. And I'm assuming that was to keep everybody's interest.
Yes. I had a whole studio of actors as we were all spread out everywhere. And I thought, how on earth? We'd already done Zoom auditions and things, but people, everybody was used to seeing the certain same people every week in their lives. So we did a few classes online in the very beginning, and then we did that fun little Friday the 14th project, which everybody had a lot of fun doing. And
very difficult to say, I will also add.
Yeah, that was fun.
All right. First serious question now out of the gate. What is it like being a horror movie icon? A scream queen, if you will.
Well, I think I'm a horror fan, so I absolutely enjoy it very much. So I'm of the thinking that if you've done a film, try to promote it, try to enjoy it. Don't try to go back and talk bad about it later on. And I was a Friday 13th fan before I got the role. So I was really excited to do it. And it has just been good things for me, honestly.
See how humble that was? That was just so, girl, you absolutely rock it. And then looking at your IMDb, of course, you've hit, okay. I understand. Okay. You took a break raising the kids, doing the family thing and all that.
Yes.
But, I guess since 2005, you hit the ground running and just took off again.
Yes, I've been really lucky with that. I think it's been 5 films in the last 2 years, 2.5 years, I think. Really cool. Really cool. I've been very excited. I just finished one called Bad Bitch, and I am not the bad bitch. One of my students
there it is. You play Rowena. I didn't even look at your upcoming projects. Before I toss it over to Claire, I want to know about Ghost Party. I didn't have time to watch it this week. And the name sounded interesting, so I want to go ahead and toss that film.
What's really fun about Ghost Party is it's rated G. It is a fun family film about a house full of ghosts that are visited by a couple of their live living relatives and what ensues during the evening. And I'm playing a ghost from the early 1900s. She's kind of like Miss Manners. She kind of floats in and out. And it's shot like a play, which was really cool. It was very, it debuted on BroadwayOnDemand.com. So it's streaming. It was just a lot of fun. I'd worked with the director before, and we were on one big set, like a stage play would be. I loved it. We shot it during COVID completely with a stripped down crew, and 6 of us were all the actors there were in it. A lot of them my personal students, because I was helping cast it, which was crazy. Casting it at Christmas time during COVID, trying to find
but
actors.
Being part of the Actors Audition, America's Audition Coach thing paid off.
Yes.
So
it really did.
Good selling point.
It was fantastic. So I'm very excited that I actually have a G-rated film in my repertoire.
Claire, over to you.
Awesome. Hey.
Hey, Claire.
Hey. So, all right. So, pretty much going back to that whole acting thing, just that, like, you have such a range of different types of roles that you've played. Like, you've done the, like, femme fatale, the girl next door, horror, like, you really just dabble everywhere. So my question is between House 2 and Friday the 13th, which really was just within a year apart,
Very clever.
You got the comedy horror and then the serious slasher. Like, how did you kind of flip flop between that?
You know, when you're a young actor, you know, I mean, we were all older than we said we were, you know, because I was 19 for 10 years. You know, when you're still a younger actor, you just get the auditions and you just hope that you get callbacks and you can book something. And if you're lucky, you get to book a film that you actually like. I got to meet William Catt for the first time just a few weeks ago at a con.
Wow.
And I loved House One. So that was really exciting for me.
That's awesome. Nice. So for the actor audition studios, if you want to just talk a little bit more about that, I was thinking about like the whole demo reels, because I watched a couple of your demo reels on YouTube. But do you help students with that?
Yes, absolutely. So I am a mentor coach, and which means I work with people that want to go into the field as a professional. So not the amateur hobbyist, and I work with film and television primarily. So of course I could coach the stage, but I prefer film and TV. I really like it. So I work with actors that are already professionals, and we're needing to revamp all their marketing materials and all of their work, or the new ones. And then I have a weekly study class. So I'll give you a little peek. Take a look at this. Let me see. Can y'all see the wall?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. There's the wall of a whole bunch of just incredible actors of mine. So we shoot the demos. I started bringing the LA team to Dallas during COVID, but I have a program to do their demos when they're ready, and it's great. We just shot 30 demos 2 months ago here, and it's like making your own film.
Yeah, totally.
Are you an actor too, Claire?
No, I'm from New York City, so I have like a lot of actor friends. So like I kind of like peeked into it, but I stepped out.
Where are you joining us from? Where do you jump in?
I'm in Lexington. Yeah, so I'm pretty much just in town with Scarefest. So
okay, all right, cool. But yes, I've been coaching for a long time, and I'm just finishing. I finished right at 29,000 words this week of my second acting book. So I'm excited about that. It's a technique I developed myself called the Audition method. And yeah, I'm really excited. It helps actors up their auditions really quickly to start getting work. So that's what I've been doing this last week, writing.
This is a break.
We will jump to our commercial break, everybody. We'll be right back.
Horror. Movies. Fans. For. Life. On Facebook. Find us. For watch parties. For news. For memes. For friends. For life. Horror movie fans for life. Join us.
And welcome back, everybody, to Scarefest Television. Lar Park Lincoln graces your computer or handheld device tonight. Okay, while we're on the topic of the America's Audition Coach thing, okay, the demo reels I enjoy. I looked at some of those. I will say the personality slates, I think every woman in America should have to come with one of those, acting or not. But everybody, seriously, get on YouTube, check it, do the search. I found it by searching for Lar Park Lincoln, trying to cheat on interviews. But actually, I found it, I didn't even realize it's Actors Audition Studios with Lar Park Lincoln. And she did some fun stuff during COVID. Now, I want to ask you also about 13 Fanboy.
Yes. Yay. That was amazing. I mean, do you know Deborah Voorhees by any chance?
I interviewed her once. I've never met her in person. Lovely, lovely lady.
Really lovely.
That was when they were still funding the thing. I don't think they had shot the first scene yet, except some sizzle stuff. When I talked to her,
she's a great director too. I mean, it was a nice shoot.
Really I have to ask her, what happened to you?
Ooh, well, and I tell you, Deborah, I said, Tina, Lar can't die. I said, we can't have that now because.
Well, she didn't.
And I didn't, did I? So that's been a lot of fun. Everybody's picked up on that.
Okay. Yeah, spoiler alert, everyone. In 13 Fanboy, your final girl here is still the final girl. Because the guy, I mean, theoretically, they may find you in that basement, skinny bones,
That was a horrible basement. It was really like a boiler room. And I was covered in soot, like covered in black soot all over. It was quite a shoot. And I was crawling on the ground in the altar scene that they put together. It was quite dirty.
Now, since you were part of the project, I do want to know, did you, and I should have pulled up the actor's name, basically the boyfriend in the movie, the lead,
in which? In Roseblood?
No. I'm still on 13 Fanboy.
13 Fanboy?
Anyway, he spent the night, and it made him look all suspicious, and then he just disappeared. And I didn't catch what. It may have been explained. I just didn't catch it. But if you don't remember,
no, that was Kelsey's boyfriend in the film, I believe. Yeah, and wasn't she a fabulous little actress?
Oh, she was great. It was great. That movie had all the right parts.
Yes, it did. It did. I was very happy with it. I think that was a stroke of luck that Deborah got to finish it literally like 2 months before COVID, something like that.
I almost would love to follow a movie like that beginning to end. And this is not a criticism, but I noticed some of the early scenes, the kills were just off the charts. The special effects and everything. Then later on, it was like kind of implied. And then sometimes, there wasn't as much red food coloring used. Just saying. But
yeah, I mean, I don't know. We shot it in such pieces. And of course, I wasn't bloody and dying. So.
No, you were just starving to death. Yeah, you getting your ass kicked and.
I was just left.
Just left in the root cellar, just like we do here in Kentucky. Okay. Claire, back over to you.
All right. Okay, so on your actor audition studio page, you mentioned cold reels. So, do you have any memorable auditions of yourself that you can recall?
for like doing a cold read audition, a really ice cold audition?
Yeah.
Yes. I had one time where it was for a Hires root beer commercial. Oh, wow. And I had to go into this big hangar, and I walked in, and there was this really large teeter-totter like you would find out on a playground. And I'm terrified of teeter-totters. And I walked in, and the director said, go over and sit on the teeter-totter, and I'm going to sit on this side. And I'm like, oh, you're going to let go, you're going to drop me. And then he handed me a can opener and said, as we teeter and totter, I want you to do something with the can opener while singing, sitting on the dock of the bay.
Oh.
I got that commercial.
Nice.
Sometimes it's just about jumping in with trying to be fearless, even if you're scared to death.
Exactly. Yeah. We're like, don't say no, just try it out.
Right.
That sounded like the hardest alcohol test I've ever heard.
It was, I am not a singer. I knew a few bars. It was terrifying, and it was holding me way up in the air. So I've had a few. I had an audition one time, and I went into a room, I believe it was ABC, and the room was full of taxidermied animals. Like, full, like hundreds of them everywhere. And the producer guy, this big, heavy set, kind of strange looking man, I sat in front of his desk in this kind of floppy chair. And I went, oh, I kind of made light, and I just got this face. I'm like, okay, he doesn't think it's funny that I'm mentioning the animals. And I start my reading, and suddenly one of them moved by my foot. I jumped. It was a real one that was still alive. It's just like, why? Why put us through it? We're just artists.
It has to be a test. I can't imagine that this is just for kicks and giggles. Or maybe, I don't know, like...
No, it's Hollywood.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's the strangest thing we could do to some poor actor.
Yeah, exactly.
You have to be on your toes, for sure. You don't know what's going to happen in an audition.
Well, nice. That's, you got to give it a go, I guess. Yeah, well, that's cool. Yeah, so I guess like talking about commercials and stuff, like have you heard about like AI and all of this stuff now? So is that something that you're a little fearful about, or maybe, students, are they worried about it?
I have not had many actors mention it. My daughter works in a lot of marketing, and she told me about it several months ago. Mm-hmm. And what I really love is it can take what you've written and do the punctuation and the grammar and put it in order in just a few seconds, instead of having to go through all of the individual stuff. So while I'm not using it to write, I'm using it to correct everything. And that's taken hours off of my plate. So I am not afraid of AI. And as far as the writer's strike, there's some issues with that, of course, because it can do an outline. It can do a long outline of an entire series very quickly, which would replace a lot of man hours. But I think it still needs the solid writers to come in and flesh out the stories.
That makes sense. Yeah, I watched this one commercial that they were just kind of testing out. It was for like not quite Bud Light, but just kind of along those lines of like a beer commercials, an American beer commercial. And it was still really weird, really choppy, like very uncomfortable, but like it's scary. Like what happens in time? Like it's gonna get perfected.
I mean, it's fast. It's really fast. You can, like, I had a chart I made for the students the other day, and I was just kind of doing my particular method. I was doing 10 steps just so that they can kind of have a cheat sheet. And Grace is the assistant, and she'd made it look beautiful, and I passed it out. And then later I was going over it, and I realized I had used one word 3 times. I had used the word determine something in 3 different sentences. And I'm like, oh, that is bad. And I simply asked it to give me another word for determine. And I was able to go back in and make the sentences more interesting. I had to wade through. I asked it for 50 different ways to say determine. So I spent about 45 minutes figuring out the sentence structure I wanted. But it really made it easier than trying to look it up on a thesaurus and trying to figure it out. And it makes you want to keep writing. It makes you want to do more and more, because it's like your brain is going really fast. And I like that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Very cool. Back to you, Wes.
Hey, I could replace me in a heartbeat. It would take. It would just. They could do that on like Windows 95. So yeah,
I don't know about that.
You can't replace personality.
I do want. Okay,
that's right.
No. Thank you for the compliments, ladies. Anyway.
It would be kind of fun, though, Wes, to type into it and say, do this in the voice and tone of Wesley and write this commercial, and to see how it says, how it pronounces you.
Honestly, if I could get that done like on the cheaper free, I would probably do that now. Because it's funny. Okay, now I'm on here. Okay, and this is actually going to fold into what we'll be talking about. I'm on here every week. I'm very, very... Okay, now acting, my big weakness is I can't remember shit. So if I have to actually do lines, I'm screwed. But if you just say, act stupid. But as much as I'm on here and I'm told, oh, you got a great voice for shit. I hate doing voiceover work. I've tried it.
Like you've tried it outside of your own stuff. You've tried it for like auditions or
I'll
and
put it
jobs?
this. No, I wouldn't call. Well, you could call it auditions. Okay. Now, I actually did something for one of the local haunted attractions, and it came. I didn't have to memorize anything. Actually, I was supposed to remember something, and nobody sent me the script, so I still got to stand there and wing it. But I actually tried to go on Fiverr and offer my voice as a voiceover thing. And I didn't even like my auditions on there. Like the stuff I recorded.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Well,
that wouldn't hire me.
It is acting. So, is your background in acting?
No, no. Okay. High school, yes, that kind of bullshit. Yeah, I'm an attention whore. Now, I always thought I would be a director. If you'd asked me when I was young, because I love telling people what to do, but I do understand how things function, and I understand like the whisper in the back on the stage can reach the back of the theater. I understood the mechanics of it. I just never had the guts to pursue it because it takes a while to make money doing that. Question from the chat room.
Yes.
Over your right shoulder, there's a photo. They want to know. Yes, they want to know who is in that photo.
That's my daddy. He was a retired Army colonel, and fought in World War II and Vietnam. Mm-hmm.
And there's your answer, chat room, because on the other side of her is a Jason mask. Even I know that. So
that's normally my table centerpiece during the holidays. That's actually Kane's face is actually under the mask. Also, he posed for the actual modeling of it under the mask. It's very cool.
Wow.
Now I'll give you a confession on a 13 fanboy. Okay. Kane's death scene.
Yes.
I got a little aroused.
Have you talked to him about that?
No, he doesn't. He doesn't talk to me much. He threatened to strangle me
you might want to stand back if you're mentioning that.
Ask him. You want to have fun with him?
I will not ask him that. No.
Don't ask him that. No. Ask him what kind of music he likes to dance to. That's what got my original death threat.
Oh.
So, just so you know. No, I don't even know why I said that about it. See,
it should be silly.
Yeah, it was big, but he no, I guess because we do know the guy. He comes Scarefest every year, and watching him in that, he really wanted an award for that scene. You could tell.
Mm-hmm. He brought it, and he did a good job. Mm-hmm.
It was. But every time he gets snuffed in a movie, it gives me this little warm feeling in my heart. Right. Okay, everybody.
He can be quite a little pill, that's for sure. I'm always having to get after him because I like pranks also. And I told him he could no longer do the smelly things in the room around me. We got after each other at one of the last conventions, and it's so funny. Somebody said they had a video of it on YouTube of me getting after him for that. It was so funny.
I got to witness after. First of all, we did a thing at Scarefest last year. The Thursday the whiskey tasting thing on Thursday. Bourbon. Okay, bourbon is whiskey.
Bourbon. You're in Kentucky.
Sorry, yes, I'm sorry. Bourbon tasting, and of course he did that, and so we call it day. I call it day drinking, and that's. But they came into the bar that night, and they had been obviously tasting. Yeah, tasting the bourbon, and it was fun. Okay, everybody, this is inside baseball stuff, but Ari Mihailov is a wonderful guy, but the worst dinner partner you will ever want.
Why? What makes somebody the worst dinner partner?
It's hard to explain other than just to say, to be the jovial, nice guy he is, he will like nothing that is brought to him the first time.
Oh no.
Yeah, he's one of those. He's a picky eater. I'll just put it that way. To know that he's a picky eater, and then to watch Kane Hodder sit in a restaurant with him and go into Kane Hodder mode. with the practical jokes and yeah, it was interesting to watch. We didn't get to our announcements. Let's do our first. I want to give a vendor plug. This is a vendor plug.
Okay.
Holiday Glass Studio, Wicked Stained Glass. You don't often think of horror and stained glass in the same thought. These guys pull it off. Creative stained glass for any vision. Go to their website, holidayglassstudio.com. There's 2 L's just like on the banner. holidayglassstudio.com. And it's neat. Scroll down the page when you get to their collections. Michael Myers, Angel of Darkness, Nosferatu, Pyramid Head.
Whoa.
So yeah, so it's
I
not,
love it.
It's not your grandmother's stained glass. So I'll just
Yeah, I
put
feel like
that out there.
would be like a really good like stainless glass, like just the edges and stuff. That'd be pretty cool.
Right. I love it.
But they long-time Scarefest vendor, and they are one of our featured or sponsoring vendors. Okay, everybody, here's your announcements. We're starting off with Jack Osborne. Jack Osborne is a multi-talented producer, host, and adventurer who rose to fame with MTV's Emmy award-winning show, The Osbournes. He has starred in several adrenaline-fueled shows, including ITV's Adrenaline Junkie and Sci-Fi's paranormal hit, Haunted Highway. Jack has also produced several documentaries, including the critically acclaimed God Bless Ozzy Osbourne, Sharon Osbourne to Hell and Back, the biography, 9 Lives of Ozzy. Everything's about Ozzy. Jack Osborne, we got him, people, and that is one of our paranormal side of the aisle. That's one of the ones you've been begging us for. We got him coming. We are very excited to welcome Melanie Kinnaman to Kentucky this October. Melanie is an American dancer, film, and stage actress. She's known for her role as Pam in the 1985 horror film Friday the 13th, A New Beginning. So Melanie Kinnaman is coming to Scarefest. People Next Door and Cheers. Lots and lots of IMDb stuff there. So, next up, now this is one. He's coming. Y'all can just shut up now. We've checked another one off your list. Nick Castle is coming to Kentucky this October. Everybody's been wanting somebody from the Halloween franchise. Here you go. We've got Michael Myers from 1978 Halloween. So Nick Castle is coming. Yes, we have 5 final girls now. 5. Count them 5. And, okay, back to announcements. Central Kentucky Mystical Market will be coming your way June 17th and 18th. That's at the Newtown Pike Clarion Hotel. Just when you pull off the interstate, it's one of the official hotels of the Scarefest, and we meet there every month for the Mystical Market. Check them out. Just look them up on Facebook or go to centralkymysticalmarket.com. The film festival is still taking submissions. We are still taking submissions for our film festival. They end, I believe it's August, so you've got till August to get your independent horror films in to the Scarefest. Speaker applications are open like today. Now, it's till next week, end of the month.
Right.
We are taking speaker applications through the end of May, but then we're done. So if you know anybody, if you want a speaker, you know anybody, tell them you go to scarefestweekend.com, get their application filled out. My graphic is no longer accurate, but this is my cosplay graphic for Scarefest 15, Scarefest 2023. If my Patreon project reaches 100 subscribers, even if they're just down as a minimum $1 pledge, I will cosplay this character for Scarefest 2023, despite Lar Park Lincoln laughing her ass off right now. But I'm up to 16%. I am 16% of the way to my goal. So, just so you know. But there's how you get there. And tonight, after the show, Lar is going to come on, and for any of my patrons, she's going to do a quick Q&A for you on Zoom Details are on the site. Think that's pretty funny, don't you, young lady?
No, I think better you than I. That would not.
It's a byproduct. The idea behind it, for anybody, I've got some new people watching tonight, is I had we'll call it a cardiac episode back in March. It's like a heart attack for healthy people. But anyway, which incidentally, after I quit smoking, Lar, and when people tell you to do healthy stuff, tell them to go fuck
Congratulations, dude. Yes. Yes.
So, my doctors don't treat me like I'm going to burst into flames any moment, so I've decided, screw them, I'm going to run a 5K next year. Smoked for 40 years, but I'm going to run it because man dies running 5K is a great headline for the local paper.
Yes. And you can do it. You can do that. You can do that.
I think so, yeah. That's like 3 miles.
Yeah,
I looked it up. I can do that. I'm hoping some of it's downhill.
I can't even let you walk if you have to.
But so the Patreon project was to fund my recovery and training, and then some people wanted. How did we even get on the topic of me dressing like that? I don't know. But that was sleepaway camp. It was sleep.
I wouldn't discuss it with Kane.
Anyway, so everybody, that's the story behind that. But yes, if I get by this October, if I get 100 subscribers to my Patreon project, I will cosplay that character. Hopefully, while I'm training for my 5K, so I won't be quite so soft.
Have you decided where you're going to do your 5K?
Where?
Yeah. Like which one?
There's a couple here fairly local, and I'm kind of lazy at heart, so I'm sure it'll be one. I think they even have one with the rod run up here. So every big event has a 5K.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but I'm actually planning on running it. Not fast, not trying to win.
No, you can do that. I mean, it's winning doing it for sure. I mean, I used to be a runner myself, so I really love it.
I used to be a lot of things.
If I saw you in that outfit, I might take up running again.
Oh, baby, that's like, yeah, never mind. Okay, yeah, that's for the 45-minute mark. Okay, now back to the actor studio. Still got movie stuff to cover. Now, the background you've given us is you work with actors that are just wanting to do better or improve. Is there any advice? I'm sure this is something you get asked all the time, but if somebody asks you, they say, I want to get into acting. I'm really good. I did my high school plays, blah, blah, blah. What advice do you give people right off the bat?
I would say right off the bat, especially if it's a parent trying to get a child into it, that if someone's really got the interest in it, you can't make them and you can't stop them. So I'll get actors. I've got an actor in his 70s because there's acting of all ages. So first of all, age is not an issue. Body shape is no longer an issue in our world, thank goodness. And I would tell them to mostly beware of the scams, which is one of my passions that I speak about, because there's a lot of scams that go after the artistic soul because we're more vulnerable, and then people are scammed. They don't want to talk about it. They're embarrassed. They've lost money and they've lost their dream. So I really try to counsel people against some of the, you're going to read for Disney next weekend scams. Disney's not looking for anyone, like that. So that would be one thing I'd advise.
To the chat room, I'm just going to answer. This is not a Lar Park Lincoln question. This is a general question. We will be getting some photo ops up in June. But we cannot put them all out there until we announce the celebrities. Because if on these group photo ops, if we put one up and we've announced 3 of the 6 celebrities, it creates kind of an issue. You either got to go ahead and get them out. So we're going to be flooding you with announcements, is what I'm telling you, over the next 30 days. So we get everybody out there so that we can take your money. Because now I am a capitalist, and I have told Brandon, people will not give you money until you ask for it. So we are aware of that part of it. And that gives everybody time to budget and all that wonderful stuff.
Kane and I've been talking about me doing Tina's photo op in costume. And like, well, I don't actually have it. I mean, I was wearing plaid and a tank top and jeans, and he's at the bangs, and I'm like, well, okay, maybe I'll think about doing that at some event.
Have they said? Well, now shouldn't be planning this like this. Have they said anything about you doing one with Kane?
In costume? No. Well, no. I mean, Kane.
Or just with Kane.
Adrian we do. We do our photo ops.
There. Okay, Adrian's in the chat.
So yes, we like it.
Yeah, I get tickled. Now here's some inside baseball. I get tickled when people want to see Kane Hodder in costume. We could hire any fucking body.
They wouldn't breathe the same.
No, I'm sure. Now, I believe I've had that speech. Oh my God, I've been giving that speech 100 fucking times. But I'm just saying, for a photo op, it's a still photo. He's not breathing. He's not walking. Right. And I'm thinking, we really should do that sometime. Sell it as and then like have him walk in front of him.
That would be kind of funny. No, I don't know. I don't think you should even make Kane followers mad. I mean, or Tina followers. They might have powers too. Who knows?
Yeah. Now, one more question before I try to get Claire back in on this. Have you ever done an interview where we talked less about Friday the 13th?
I have, and I think it's quite nice, actually, to talk about some different things. But I have to really think about it hard. Yes, because I appreciate it because we do have longer careers, But
now, okay, here, you want to talk about your career? Fucking Sky Sharks.
I loved it. I just got the DVD up here.
No, that was a missed opportunity.
Oh, I loved it so much. Sky Sharks in Germany.
Yes.
Oh, yes, it was the best. When they called up and they said, y'all are going to be here to Sky Sharks. And I'm like, that sounds great. I went on to look at the producers, all their special effects in their other film, Spores, and I loved them. And
I will grant you, special effects could not have been better. I will grant you that.
So good. There's something to be said for just once in a while, just getting to do a fun project, right? Fun.
What's my buddy's name?
Say that again?
I'm asking my producer here.
Be more specific.
From Germany.
Yeah, what's that person's name? Yes.
People Under the Stairs. Somebody help me. I haven't talked to him for a long time.
West? I don't know. People Under the Stairs. I don't know. I can't type that fast.
That's what I should have Googled it while I was saying it. Anyway, he's German. They had him play the English Chancellor and had someone else play the German Chancellor. And it threw me.
Just silliness.
Silliness. Total.
And so much fun.
But anyway, I will say, I have never seen a movie with a better coming attraction. A better trailer. Never.
Yeah. When we were shooting that, I was playing that stewardess in that big fake plane in this huge hangar. It was very, very cold. And they turned on this massive fan, like a massive, massive fan to blow me back. And it literally blew me off the little set. And I was up on a landing. And I asked them, I said, I'm going to fall off of this. You need to put something there. And we are so many languages going on. And then when we were going to shoot it again, I was walking up the stairs and I said, did y'all get something there so I won't, fall off? And they go, oh yeah, we did. And I turned around and it was this little guy. He was my safety net. This
We spared no expense. One of those moments. Anyway, and by the way, the name I was trying to remember, Jan Birch. Okay, good example. This is how I create repertoire with the stars. Before I ever met the man, I had not seen the People Under the Stairs.
Yeah, I don't know
at that time. And his IMDb, he played the Stairmaster. And so when I announced him, I went into the whole thing, having been familiar with Thigh Masters and Stairmasters and that, and he did not get the reference. And so that's how we started our relationship. He never threatened to kill me, though. Just saying. Let's Claire, you got anything left in your notes? Because we got her for just a couple more minutes. I'm gonna let Laura go so she can get ready for our Q&A. But
I got one more
run her
question.
another 5 minutes.
So on the topic of, I guess, Eastern European, so Yugoslavia that you worked for the Princess Academy.
Yes.
That must have been like that a really cool opportunity just to
It was so cool, and it was freezing in Yugoslavia, and my character was poor and didn't have any coats, and we were shooting with different languages. And the director of that, Bruce Bloch, went on to do the series Baby Boom and a lot of other things. He was wonderful. So it was another wow for being a young actor to have that experience. I had already worked in Japan quite a bit, but Yugoslavia, that would have never been on my, this is where I want to go list. So that's why it was worth going for. Absolutely. For sure.
That's awesome. Like, you never think about like acting and traveling, I guess, it's like you just think of American actors.
Yes. You go everywhere. You shoot. We had 3 different languages calling out the directions to us. We had 4: Yugoslav, Italian, American, and maybe we had German. I remember 3 specific languages giving us direction. And Zsa Zsa Gabor was in the film with me. And then I also met her sister, Ava Gabor, at a cancer ball. So, it was who would think you'd meet both of those actresses in your lifetime, today, right?
Yeah, they're Hungarian legends. My mom's Hungarian, so my dad always was like, my own Zsa Zsa Gabor to my mom.
That's right. Well, you can tell her. I worked with both, and they were lovely. And they did teach me why they say darling, because it was just in case you meet too many people and you don't know their name. So it was helpful as I've gotten older. Call people darling.
Yeah.
Fun. Yeah.
That's awesome.
All right. Well, everybody, we're going to let Laura go now. And she will be back on my little Patreon project. But it's we're going to give her a little 10-minute rest here to freshen up and all that good stuff.
I will meet you all over there.
So,
not in the costume that you'll be performing in. I will stay fully clothed.
I'm still wanting that one. I didn't even get to that. Everybody, when you look it up on YouTube, find her Friday the 14th series and look at episode 2.
So
I was so hoping she was going to wear that tonight. So gonna let her go. Thank you, and
thank you.
Can't wait to see you
Can't wait to see you again.
Me too. Yay! I will see y'all soon. Take care. Have a frightful evening.
Yay.
Bye.
Okay, everybody. One of my sponsors is coming back. Spirit Mechanics. SpiritMechanics.com. Look up online. But the main thing, they're coming back. They want to get the word out. They are back in brick and mortar, as we say. The Missing Element Shop, the one-stop shop for spirit mechanics. Stevens Healing, Vibrations, and Metaphysical Supplies. Offering books, divination, and altar supplies, tarot, and oracle decks. Great selection of tarot decks, by the way. Handmade glassware and spirit boards, vibrational sound healings through use of singing bowls and tuning forks. And they brought on, this is one thing that's new for this, Stevens Healing Vibrations. I mentioned this back when I actually had this done, back right after Scarefest. I think it was, what had to be November. We saw them when they were setting up with the other store that they were a part of. But Stevens Healing Vibrations, Stephen Tyree is a vibrational sound healer who uses tuning forks and singing bowls in his practice. Through the use of directed vibration, he is able to aid the physical body in recovery and regeneration. I hate to admit it, people. You know me. Okay, I say a lot of the metaphysical stuff. I also call it metaphysical bullshit. I went in there. I was limping. I limped in. It was after Scarefest. I was in pain. The shit works. So, right there, I'm giving him an endorsement 1018 East New Circle Road, Suite 114. So that's where you're going to find them. Go to spiritmechanics.com like it shows on the screen right now to check them out online. Here comes Bonehead Weekly.
Hey, Scarefest, this is Joe Lewis of Bonehead Weekly with another movie that was not shot in America. I don't know about you all, but if I see a movie I really like and I'm not familiar with the director, I tend to kind of seek out maybe some of the writers, depends on if it's a writer, director, whatever, tend to seek out some of the filmmakers and their earlier stuff. So I watched Evil Dead Rise and I did the review on here. And this guy Irishman named Lee Cronin was plucked out of obscurity by Sam Raimi to direct the new Evil Dead film. I'm a fan of the new Evil Dead film. It's a lot of fun. So I wanted to see more of Lee Cronin's stuff. Well, the movie that I found, and this one right now is on HBO Max, is called The Hole in the Ground. And it's 2019 and it's shot in Ireland. It's about a single mom who's living in the Irish countryside with her son, who begins to suspect that he may not be her son at all. And it gets a little worse and a little worse. There's a crazy lady next door, her and her husband, and she says that's not your son. And what we find is at the beginning of the movie, there's something that has happened between her and her ex, this child's father, that we don't really get the full story about it. And she's remodeling this Irish countryside house, and they've moved there, and he's not particularly happy about it. The kid, that is. They get in a fight, and he runs out in the woods, and there's a big hole in the ground. And what I mean by that, it's like a huge sink pit in the middle of these beautiful woods, and it just goes down. We don't necessarily know how long or how far it goes, and that talks a little bit more. I guess it's more about Irish folklore and dealing with changelings and whatnot. And a lot of this goes back to fairies from what I can tell. But a lot of that stuff isn't really brought up into the movie. Of course, the Irish folklore, and I say that, of course, there's portals to other worlds. We don't know, because a lot of that's not explained in the movie. I had to go read a lot about it, or read at least 5 or 10 minutes about it, to figure out a little bit more. So I was trying to figure out, why did Lee Cronin get the Evil Dead Rise from this movie? And whether it's this movie or not, I don't know. It's a well-made movie. It is beautifully shot. There's tons of beautiful shots in the film, but I don't know that I can recommend it. If you're into movies that is this or isn't this, or what's going on, or people crazy, this may be for you. But if you don't like movies that make you explain a lot or figure a lot out by yourself, this probably isn't for you. It's called The Hole in the Ground. It's beautifully shot. The actors in it are fantastic. The kid's amazing. The mom's amazing. And the next door neighbors are amazing. There's just something that just didn't click, even though I think the movie looks beautiful. I like the idea of it. I think I just need more of a story rather than just some sort of, well, I don't want to talk about it because I want you to watch it and enjoy it. It's not terrible. In fact, it's pretty decent. There's just something about it that didn't connect with me. I don't know. I feel like I would have liked to know more about the mythology. Being someone who is not Irish, I mean, Scott's Irish from southeastern Kentucky, everybody is. I don't know a lot about Ireland in the sense of I didn't know about the fairy folk and these changelings. I know what a changeling is, but I didn't know fairies stole them and brought them back. There's just certain things I didn't know because I wasn't inundated with it growing up. So I would have liked to know more about that. Should you watch The Hole in the Ground? Yeah. If you've got HBO Max and you got a few minutes, you like the Evil Dead Rise film, it's nothing really like that, but it is beautifully shot, and there's some great shots in it like there is in the Evil Dead Rise. So Lee Cronin, wanted to go back and watch one of his movies. So if you get a shot, check out The Hole in the Ground on HBO Max. This has been Joe Lewis of Bonehead Weekly. Once again, been doing these reviews for you for many, many, many years. They'll eventually fire me.